Consolidation has been the theme of the markets this week. The equity markets continue to tread water. The US dollar is slightly lower, but for the most part, we haven't seen any big moves in the currency market, except for the New Zealand dollar, which has fallen sharply against all of the major currencies after the Reserve Bank of New Zealand cut interest rates by 25 basis points and signaled that they actually thought about doing more, that they actually considered a 50 basis point rate cut. And all of this is representation of inflation slowing and the amount of spare capacity in the economy. So the unexpected dovish stance and the guidance for more rate cuts is the big story for the markets today, and is the only currency that is really moving. Aside from that, we had stronger UK inflation data that helped sterling rally temporarily, but sterling actually gave up its gains and is lower to start the New York session. Euro is kind of mixed and flat. For the most part, as I said, no major price actions. We have the Fed minutes later this afternoon. I think at this stage, between the weaker inflation data, the weaker jobs report, the market's convinced that a rate cut is coming September. So regardless of how dovish or not so dovish the Fed minutes will be, I don't think they're going to be very market moving. Maybe if there's less dovishness, we could see a little bit of a rally, but then I think the dollar will end up sliding again, and sellers will come in once again. Aside from that, it's a relatively quiet day, and once again, it could just be summer doldrums. And I'll try my best to update you as the week progresses. Jackson Hole is the main focus. That begins tomorrow, and we'll get a press conference or a speech from Powell on Friday. This is Kathy Lien with BKTraders. Have a great day.